call it sweatshirt. How many old sweatshirt? Anyway, how have you guys been? It's been quite a week. And this week I realized that we have a superpower. We have the power of imagination. Imagine we have a shield and spears on our Kenyan flag. But then, how did those come to be? Have you ever imagined why or who was the person behind placing the elements of our Kenyan flag? Because we know what black stands for, we know what green stands for, we know what red stands for, but who knows why there's a shield? So in my wanderings of the universe, I tried thinking, brainstorming about these facts, and then I landed upon information saying that Kenya was once a protectorate, a British protectorate. And what does that mean? Now, if you follow the history, you need to understand that we were colonized by the Britons, and the Britons must have had a soft spot. Kuna kitu tu alikuwa anaangalia hivi kuhusu Kenya, halafu anajiambia hapana, this is a very very good place. Kwa sababu Kenya haikuwa kama Tanzania. Kenya was more strategic. Ukiangalia kwenye Kenya iko positioned, iko mbali na Wasomali wenye walikuwa ni Muslims, na iko mbali na Tanzania yenye sana sana Germans had interest in it. But then Kenya was established as a protectorate by the Britons. That means they loved this country so much. So I imagined, if this is true, ni kitu gani inafanya wazungu wapende nini? Wapende Kenya. So nikaangalia flag yetu. It has a spear and then it has a shield. So I asked myself, hizi ni gani tena? Where did this come from? And then it happens to be that the Maasai people used to rain terror from the coast hadi wapi? Kwenye bantuzi wako. Did you know that? So during the time when Kenya was being made a British protectorate, something was happening in the background, and the British had a particular interest in the Buganda kingdom. They wanted to be, if it's a civilization, why not try to understand how they operate so that we can know how we can defeat them, the classic British way. So they wanted to get access to the Buganda kingdom, and the only way was through the Mara and through Tsavo and through, the whole way. Now, explorers had warned the British Empire that there are people along the way to the Buganda kingdom who were very ferocious and who used to ravage traders and merchants taking goods from coast to the inner tribes. And who are these people? The Maasai. Yani, ndopo nikaanza kujiuliza maswali mengi sana. Yenyewe kweli inakaa tu kweli. Hii story eketu hiyo gaiwongo. Kwa sababu gani? Wamasai wako na shells na waishi baharini aje. So one of you will tell me ati so ndio jamaa wanakuanga trading, barter trade wapi? Wamasai wanakakani wanaweza kukuongelesha mtu anaua simba. Mtu akona courage ya kufuata simba auwe. Ati sasa anaweza sasa fikiria kama mwanabiashara aje. So I used to wonder, how did the Maasai get their shells? And I get to realize Wamasai wameweza tu coast Rift Valley, wako tu hapo katikati kila mahali. Kuna Wamasai Rift Valley, nikuja nikashangaa sana. Na ukiangalia Wamasai wenyewe, kuna wenye wanavaa blue, sijui wengine wanavaa red, sijui wengine wanavaa kalaka. Kuna kalaka tofauti if you're very very keen about these guys. So here's the thing. How did the Maasai realize that they could use beads and shells as ornaments, yet they don't have those things around them? So I tried to imagine again. Okay, let's go to the Britons. And the Britons want a way to find relations with the Buganda kingdom. Why do they want to do that? Because sasa kama nyinyi ni British baba na kwa kila mahali, why would you want to seek, a conversation with people like the Buganda? Now I come to realize that every leader in this world must first attempt to understand their opponent. True or false? Sasa nikiangalia hata kwa world history yenyewe, kuna sijui Alexander the Great, kuna Julius Caesar, all these men had a particular way, a peculiar way in which they saw themselves first. So Britons are a product of the Greeks, a product of the Romans, a product of every big name you've had out there, because they realized through knowledge you can do wondrous things. Through imagination, and imagination comes from curiosity. Yani, you are a creative, I suppose. You're a creative, I suppose. And now that you're a creative, the only way for you to make sense of things is through imagining. The more you imagine, the more creative you can be. The more curious you are, the more creative you can be. So if you go back and start trying to analyze, okay, now British had the power. British could do anything to any civilization because, we know British, they were superior at naval warfare. They were superior at, gun warfare. There was no country around the world that didn't know that Britons had it all. But then they sought a conversation. Now, get this. Britons are very powerful, but they don't know what lies in the wild. They didn't understand how one tribe, one community that was so savage in their terms could wreak havoc from coast way to the other side of the country. Now they wanted to understand how these people maintained such a network, because traders were afraid, and tunajua watu na kutafuta pesa. Wakatafuta pesa, yani kila mtu anasemanga desperate measures require desperate moves. You understand? So traders are people who will do anything, will go everywhere to make sure that they sell the product to their customers. But they were afraid, genuinely afraid of the Maasai, such that British explorers told the British Empire, you should consider this route failed because these guys don't want to talk to anyone. They cannot have conversations with anyone. And yet, the Britons managed to collaborate with the Maasai. Now, do you imagine what kind of democracy, what kind of tricks they could have used to lure the Maasai into their net? Nilikuwa naangalia tu hivi nikijiuliza, yenyewe sio Maasai wanaweza kuwa tulikuwa naona kama tuseme kama Wakamba hivi tunatembea kwa barabara, si ndio? So kama wanaweza kuwa tu Wakamba, if you look at Akamba, Jamani, long distance traders, I must assume those are the ones who got killed by most Maasai, people who tried to, take their goods. So I would imagine Mkamba akiona mashells, alafu Maasai amuone. So Maasai atakuwa like, huyu jamaa kaika analeta hizi vitu, alafu amwibie. Akifika kwa nyumba, anapatia bibi yake chenye amepata. So anaanza kumwambia, hey, my wife, today was a good day. Today we did something that's going to change the world forever. So amefika, alafu anampatia tuseme kama kistash, kibox, ama whatever Akambas used to carry their goods ama their luggage during the trade. Now this Maasai man gets to his wife with what he's stolen from the Akamba traders, and inside there kuna nini? Shells na beads peke yake na makamba na vitu zingine hata wenyewe hawajui tatumiaje. Imagine a Maasai man apate spices na amezoea kuinda simba. Sasa spices anaswenyewe. So the Maasai women had to be creative, had to be imaginative. They had to think outside the box, because now you have shells and you have beads. What are you going to do? Sini kujirembesha ama namna gani? Angalia Maasai women, they are very clever. Walijirembesha, wanaume wakiona Maasai wao wako, hawa wanakaa na vizuri, wanakaa vizuri kabisa. They continue. Now the power of imagination, or the power of intellectual imagination, wants you as a creative, it wants you to understand that creativity is more like a thought, something that no one knows where it comes from. You have to be willing to jump into the unknown. You have to be willing to tell yourself, this is the moment, this is the time, because without which there's no way I can move forward. So visualize the dreams, visualize everything that you have in yourself. Try to think, hapa sinaweza kuwa niko kwa stage na audience yangu iko hapa ama namna gani? Hey, and then do it.